What's up, family? My name is ElijahAmmi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a grown folk channel. This is where we have heart-to-heart conversations and keep it real. Here on this channel, everybody matters. Everybody's family. Here on this channel, we express love because at our core, we are love. I love you guys, and thank you for being with me on this beautiful journey called life. Peace. What's up, family? Man, I have a special guest by the name of Shana. She's coming from California and she's representing Balanced Wellness. She reached out to me in an email, and I would love for her to just open up and tell us a little bit about herself, how she got into the life that she is, how she got with contacted me and all that other good stuff. And we'll just go from there.
Okay.
Shana.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Shana Merceron. I have my master's degree in health psychology with a focus on health coaching and personal development. And I'm currently seeking my master's in marriage and family therapy because I see there's a need in our community. So many people are hurting, and I want to be the person, be an advocate for people that are hurting. And a little bit of my own personal story, I suffered from mental illness as well, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, all of these things that were holding my life back. And I didn't want to be here anymore. I couldn't find a reason to wake up in the morning. I couldn't find a reason to keep going. And I had to start to examine my life and see where areas in my life that I needed to change, what I was consuming, the environments, the people, the conversations. And I really had to do deep work, second order change, to completely disrupt the cycle and change my pattern of behavior. And so mental health has always been really, really important to me. One of the first memories of my childhood was when someone in my life was attempting to take her life. And I remember I was about 5 years old, and this woman had everything. She was educated. She was well-traveled. She, from my perspective as a little kid, she seemed like she had it all, and she was dying inside, and no one around her could see it. And so for that reason, I decided to dedicate my life to mental health and to reprogramming my mind and changing my negative internal talk, my negative internal dialogue, and switching all of those negative things. You're not worthy, you're never going to make it, and start to see the light and speak life into myself and life into my situation and my circumstances. So really, I'm just here as a tool for people that are hurting. And I want to be as beneficial as I can to anyone that needs it.
Cool. You mentioned second chance, or I can't even think of it right now.
Second order change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, second order change. You know what? When I saw your notes, I was like, man, I talk about this all the time, but yeah. I didn't know that's what it was called.
I'm telling you, it all aligned. Yes.
Yeah. So could you talk to the audience more about what that is?
So second order change is really just disrupting the cycle. For example, I met a gentleman the other day that he actually told me that he sits every night with the 45 to his chin. And I sent him one of your videos, and he went to rehab. That's second order change. He told me, you know how you say I love you at the end of all your videos?
Yeah.
That's the first time anyone has said I love you since his father died.
Man.
That did something, that sparked something in him to help him get, first time ever going to rehab and to wanting to change his life. That is second order change. Doing something fundamentally different that's irreversible, that changes the trajectory of your life. Second order change for me was I can no longer consume negativity. I can't watch negative things. I can't have negative conversations. I do mine through visualization, affirmations, and conscious creation. So I'm always listening to something that's building on my mind, building on my strengths, countering depression. That's second order change. If it's for you to have a more harmonious family, find out what area of your life you need to change. If it's going on walks with your family, it's just interrupting the cycle, doing things differently, breaking generational curses is another form of second order change. Changing the way you think, changing the way you act, the things you speak about. All of these things are psychological principles, but they're really now there, you can see that in Buddhism, Christianity. It's a common thread. Your mind. If you're able to change your mind, you can change your reality. If you're able to write a purpose and have a vision for life, and every time things don't align, life may be difficult, but you're able to go back to that purpose. Okay, well, I can't waste my time on this because this is my ultimate goal. Yeah. I can't fool with these people because I have a purpose. I'm here for a reason. But all of these things are second order change when you're disrupting the cycle, breaking the curses, doing the work. That is what second order change is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. It reminds me when I used to work in California, the prison, at Corcoran State Prison out there. And we had the inmates, and I would have them write their autobiography. They would have to write like 4 to 5 pages of whatever they want to talk about, what got them to where they're at this point in life right here. They could be as transparent as they wanted to be. Mm-hmm. And so when they first got to the program, they had 3 days to get this written down. And I read every single one of them. I had 82 inmates that worked for me or that I supervised. And I read every single one of them. Mm-hmm. And so they asked me, well, why would you read this? I said, because I want to understand you better. I want to know you through your own voice. Because if you talk to me face to face, you're going to forget some things. Yeah. You talk to me face to face, you're not going to remember every small detail. Here, you could write and be as transparent as you want to without looking at me and looking at my expressions or whatever the case may be, get intimidated or whatever, nervous, and not saying things. I said, second reason, I want you to understand who you are. So often we don't even remember. We don't even remember what got us down this path, and so we're dealing with a lot of drug addicts. We're dealing with a lot of gangbangers, a lot of small crime or petty crimes, but they're still in prison, incarcerated for it. And so the second part that they had to do is they had to write a legacy, an obituary. Excuse me. They had to write an obituary. Yeah. And in the obituary, I told them, I said, hey, let's say you have 20 years to live. From this day forward, God told you he would give you 20 years to live. What do you want your legacy to be? Because look at your autobiography. Look at what you wrote so far. You can't change the past at all. It is what it is. You spend as much time in and out of prison, off the streets, where you can't change that. No. But you could change the next 20 years. When you die, what do you want people to say about you? How do you want to be remembered? And so they was like, well, why are we doing this? I said, we're doing this for a couple of reasons. But for the main reason is we're going to create a roadmap. We're going to create a plan for you. So often in life, I want to do this. I want to do this. But we don't come up with a plan to get there. And so when you say, man, I want my family to be able to say this about me. And now you start deviating, even while you're here incarcerated, you start deviating from this plan or this path. I could pull this back up. It's like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought you said you wanted to be sober and you wanted to do this, and that. How is this helping you on this path? Whatever you're doing in life, it's either helping you on your path to get to where you want to go, or it's distracting you.
Yes. Yes. I'm getting chills because the young man that I told you about, I was nervous about doing this. And I went up to a stranger and read him all the notes I sent you. I just went up to a stranger and the guy, he started to listen. He started to cry. And I actually did the same thing that you're saying. I said, because he kept on talking about what had happened to him. And I said, I'm sorry that's happened to you, but let's focus on the solution. And I had him write out, I said, now you introduced me as a person that was born, on your parents were on drugs and all these things. Now, what does your life look like? What does your wife look like? What do your children look like? What is your career? And I had him right there in the parking lot start telling me about his future, what his dreams are. And he said he'd been to counseling his whole life, but they were never able to. It's easy for a counselor to tell you what you should be doing. But when you're able to look at yourself and determine what you want, that's where it really lies. And that's amazing that you were already doing second order change, like before the term, the phrase was coined. That's amazing that you've been doing that already. Yeah. What made you think of, I'm interviewing you now. What made you think of doing that? Like, I just want to know, like, what brought that to your mind?
I've always known psychology. Okay. Psychology has always been familiar to me since I was a little kid, before I even studied psychology.
Your purpose. Yes, your purpose.
It's my purpose, and it's like, this is my God-given task.
Yeah.
And it's like when I was taking psychology courses in National University, and I was writing my papers, and the professor's like, I can't believe you're like a first year student. You're
Yeah.
first, and it's like, yeah, but I just know this stuff. You know, there's like, how do you know this stuff? I was like, I don't know.
Done
I
it
just know
before.
it.
You've
Yeah,
done it before.
exactly. You know,
Right.
um, again, I used to work with kids, and what talking about changing our way of thinking.
Mhm.
That is so crucial, and especially for little kids. You know,
Yes.
for adults as well, but especially for little kids. And I would
Yeah.
bring all these little kids up that were at risk youth and had a big property and some. And I love gardening. That's very therapeutic for me. You know, I
Yeah.
love it. Um, and so I would bring them up there, and I would take them to like this big orange tree that we had. And I would tell them, it was like, oh, what has this got to do with mental health? And what has this got to do with my mind? And this is so stupid. And, you know, all these little want to be gang
Yeah.
bangers and all this
Like,
other stuff. It's like, I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? I don't
right.
care. You're 13. You got tattoos. I got a bunch of tattoos too. I don't
Right.
care. You know what I mean?
I've been there, done that. They like
Yeah,
if they think everything's new. We've been there, but
yeah.
yeah.
And so it's like I would take a little rabbit and I put like I used to breed rabbits and chickens and ducks and all this other stuff. And I would take a baby rabbit, put it in their hands in these guys' hands. And the first time they were like, oh, it's like I got you. You're not as hard as you think you are. You're not as tough as you think you are. And they're looking at me and they're like, I said, you're sitting there saying, oh, a real
Yeah.
gangbanger ain't gonna sit there and like, oh, you know what I mean? They don't care about
He's
a
so
rabbit.
fluffy.
Yeah, you know. I was like, give our rabbit, you know. And so they
Yes.
start busting a laughing. It's like, you can relax. I'm not gonna tell nobody. You're human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're at the orange tree. And I would ask every person this question, even adults.
Mhm.
But kids amaze me the most though. How many seeds do it take to start a forest? And so they were like million, billion, and they're arguing with each other. No, you got to have like a quadrillion and all these other numbers, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, you got to have a lot of seeds to start a forest. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to show you something deep, something profound that God showed. It was like, oh, here we go. It was like, okay, stay with me. Watch. Grab this orange. You can pick any orange you want. Open it up and eat it. The only thing I'm asking you to do is keep all the seeds and hold them in your hand. So they're eating the orange. They're holding all the seeds. I said, okay. How many oranges are on this tree? I don't know, 100, 200, 300. They're throwing out a bunch of numbers. Okay. How many seeds do you have in your hand? 8, 6, 5, 9, 12. All of them have different numbers of seeds. I'm like, okay. I said, you guys don't get it yet? They was like, get what? That's stupid. I said, do you understand it only took one seed to grow this tree?
Yes.
One seed to grow
Yeah.
this orange tree. I said, I get hundreds of fruit every year off of this one seed.
Yes.
I said, check this out. But for years, I'll get hundreds of fruits.
Yes.
And every fruit has 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 seeds in it. All from one seed.
And see.
I said, that's what God says we do with our mind.
Yes.
It's like, what? How's that? That doesn't make sense. I said, well, check this out. Somebody told you you were ugly. Somebody told you you were stupid. Somebody told you you were unworthy. You were unlovable. You had big lips. You were too small. What they did was plant a seed. It was a toxic seed, but it was a seed nonetheless.
Yes.
And from that one seed, you have self-doubt, self-hatred, unworthiness,
Yes.
all these other things growing from that one
From
seed.
that one seed.
I said, so every time you tell your little sister she's ugly, every time you tell your little sister she stinks, every time you tell your little sister something crazy, you're planting a negative seed. And you reap what you sow. You can't plant an orange seed and expect banana trees to grow. What you plant, you're going to reap.
Right.
So when you tell somebody that they're ugly, they're stupid, they stink, and all this other negative stuff, guess what? Somebody's gonna come along and they're gonna plant some seeds of negativity into you as well. You reap what you sow. And once that seed germinates, it's gonna grow into this tree and it's gonna bring an abundance of fruit. good or
Yeah.
bad, whether it's positive fruit or negative fruit, is
Yes.
going to bring an abundance of stuff with it. So what are you
You,
going to be planting?
oh
You
my
know what I mean?
gosh. Yeah, that's the strangest secret. The thing, Earl Nightingale has a, that's crazy that you talk about that. He says that you can use your analogy of orange tree or a farmer, and you have fertile land. The land is the same. The land is like the mind. So you can plant corn in one side, and you can plant nightshade, which is deadly poison. You water them, you plant them, you give them the same love and attention as you want. One is going to grow up corn and one is going to grow up poison. It doesn't matter what you plant. The mind doesn't know what's good or bad. It's what you put in it with what you get out. And that's so amazing. It seems like everything is like aligning with everything that you're saying is amazing, because that's exactly it. Whatever you plant in your mind, you're going to express that to everybody else. And that's what I was doing. And I couldn't figure out why I was so angry, why I was so toxic. I was just walking around like just a bitter bitch, like just mean, like so mean. And I really had to say, I had people counting on me. I can't walk around like that. And I'm talking this big girl talk like, oh, I want to break generational curses and all of these things. And I have a horrible attitude. And I'm just unpleasant to be around. And I wake up and I'm in a bad mood. And I didn't have the purpose. And so that the second part that you said about having them write their obituary is what I do with my purpose. Like I write down every month. I have a 30-day goal. I have a year goal. I have a 5-year goal, and I have a life goal. And anytime I find myself doing my toxic, because I think people forget that this is not just, it's not linear. It's not like you're healed and you never deal with it again. We're on earth, so we're going to experience these things still. I still struggle with these things, but I have something that I can look at. I have this. I can say, okay, I know what my purpose is. I have to heal certain people. I have to do certain things. I can't get distracted again. I have to focus on this. And it's almost like failure is not an option.
No.
It's just not. It's not even in my DNA. I have you. That thing. Can you tell I watch your videos? That you were like what your ancestors went through. They went through hell and they didn't give up. Your parents went through hell, they didn't give up. It's not even in your DNA to quit. We have made it through so much and we're still here. We're still standing strong. And that means something. That means we have a reason, there's a purpose, and everything will align when you start to find your purpose, when you sit quietly with yourself and start to really examine what feeds you, being a chef, being a mother, whatever it is. It's not one size fits all. For us, it's mental health and healing, but for others, it may be something else. When you find that purpose and you continue to work towards that goal and that purpose, your life will fundamentally change. Because anytime you feel down, you feel like you can't make it, you're always able to look back at that and say, you know what? I'm not done yet. I got people counting on me. Can't do that. Can't think that. So I definitely can oh my gosh, that's crazy how that aligns like that.
It's crazy. It's crazy because what got me going was the fact that I love mental health. I've always loved psychology stuff. But as far as counseling individuals, what really got me going was, or going deep in and dealing with my deep rooted toxic stuff, that inner childhood that nobody really wants to deal with, because we're grown and, we don't think that we have to go back in and address certain things, you know what I mean? And I had a guy that worked for me when I was in the Air Force, and he had a beautiful sister. I can't remember where they're from. They're from Costa Rica, one of the little countries down there, Central America. And I was a single parent at the time, my 2 older kids. And he showed me this picture of his sister. And she looked almost like Apollonia, but younger. Oh. And I don't know Apollonia in Purple Rain with Prince.
No, I know, yes.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, And he was like, yeah, I want you to talk to her. And I'm like, okay. And he gave me her telephone number and everything. He was like, I'm not calling this girl. I'm a single parent. I'm struggling. I'm just making enough to take care of my 2 kids. I'm not reaching out to her. I have nothing to offer her. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm thinking he wants me to hook up with her so I could marry her, bring her to the States so she becomes a citizen. And, this is my issues. That's not what he said. But that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this girl's like way out of my league. I don't even have a chance. What are we going to talk about? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so I didn't call her.
Oh,
And then
no.
like a week later, he came into work and he was just sobbing. And I'm like, Mark, what's going on with you? And he was talking about how his sister committed suicide. And that was like the first time that I'd heard somebody commit suicide that I
Was
kind of close to, if that makes sense.
yeah, I get, yeah.
And it devastated me. It broke me down to the point where it shook me, even to today. You know, it's still,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
goosebumps, my hair stand up. And it's like, God. And after I left, God told me, me and God have heart-to-heart conversations, just like I'm talking to you.
I
And
know.
it's like, Elijah, you're going to have to deal with your issues. You're going to have to deal with your crap. You didn't hear anything he told you. You heard through your issues. You heard through your pain, through your insecurities, through your trauma. That's what you heard. And that's what we hear through the filters of our pain, through the filters of our suffering, through the filters of our insecurities and all the trauma we've gone through. He thought that Mark thought that you were capable of reaching his sister and helping his sister emotionally.
Yes.
That's what he wanted you to do. He just said he wants you to talk to her. But because you have issues, because you have low self-esteem, because you have all these other trauma and insecurities that you've never dealt with, you perceived he wanted you to hook up with his sister and all this other stuff. And you went down this whole rabbit hole that nobody can sit you down.
Right.
You know? And so now she's gone. She's gone because you hadn't dealt with your issues.
Yeah.
And that's so devastating. And it's like, all right, God, never again. Never again.
Never. People are counting on you.
Yes.
That guy told me every night. I don't want to, like, it shook me because he said it. And he texted, I didn't think I'd ever hear from him again. He texted me, I'm going to rehab. That thing, whatever that thing you sent me, that guy told me I love you. I haven't heard I love. And I feel like I was terrified. I bit off my nails to do this. I was so scared. I was like, oh God. And we couldn't like quite connect. So I was like, oh, it's the sign. I shouldn't do this. No. But then but something was like, you better not.
We have to do this.
There are people, there's a young girl that looks like you with round cheeks that's been told, oh, you're dark, whatever foolishness, dark skin, whatever, stuff that people tell us. She's going to see this. She's going to click on it and you're going to save her life. You don't have the right to sit on what I've been giving you. You don't have the right. You have to do this for somebody else, not even for yourself. So I understand that. I'm telling you, I was like, oh, let me see. I was trying to figure out a way to get out of it. Look at my nails. I've been they're all gone.
That's crazy. My grandmother used to always tell me, whenever the devil starts messing, what she said was the devil always starts messing right before God starts blessing. And what she was saying was, man, the devil's going to throw all kinds of stuff at you to get you distracted, to get you to give up, to get you to just turn your back on it and stop and not go through what God has told you to do. And so God has this breakthrough for you. He has all these blessings for you. But right before you get them, man, you get all this stuff from the devil. And the great majority of us, we give up. And we think that, man, God don't want me to do it because look at all these problems. Oh, this must be a sign from God for me not to do this. And so whenever I see stuff like what you and I had, it's like, man, it just couldn't seem like we could get our dates together, the timing together, and always something. But I've learned that, man, they don't want this stuff. They don't want this information out. And so whenever I feel like certain entities coming at me, I could be recording a video and I know that it's a powerful video and my phone will shut off. No reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, you know what? I don't care. If this is all you got, I'm going to go harder. You don't mess with the wrong one.
You don't mess with the wrong one.
Yeah. So anytime something like that happens, is like I get more steadfast. I get more diligent in the aspect of, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this to fruition because somebody needs to hear this. And you're trying to keep these people from hearing what we need to share.
What we need to share, what we're required to share. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. This, I mean, it's so timely. It's so important. I'll keep you posted on the young man. His name is Ricky. And I mean, he just said that he's had a lot of people talk to him, but for whatever reason, what I was saying and your message really resonated with him. And it caused, like you told him, I love you, a stranger. And he said he felt it. He felt what you were saying and he needed to hear that. And he's going to rehab because of it. And so I think that this is very, very timely. It's very important. I think about things like, what if that young lady would have heard a message like this?
Yeah.
You know, what if she would have felt loved, that deep feeling of love that so many of us are missing?
Yeah.
And so I just want to do whatever I can to be a beacon of light. And I can definitely relate to things happening. It seems like everything comes at me when I'm supposed to be doing something towards my purpose.
Yeah.
But when you condition your mind that no matter what, I'm going to do it, no matter what, like I force myself to do this. I'm going to do this. There's something that resonates, and I don't ever leave comments. I don't ever really resonate or reach out, but there's something that really resonated and hit home that I felt like this is aligning with my purpose and I had to do it. So I just appreciate you allowing me to use your platform. On Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
a couple whole days. I said, my husband was like, you got 30 minutes.
That's cool.
But he knows,
cool.
like, he knows how important this is to me.
Yeah.
So I think I heard it somewhere that I'm a wounded healer.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And you know, it's crazy because there's so much talk in the quote unquote spiritual movement as far as narcissists and all these negative people coming who are in energy vampires and all this other stuff. And I made a couple of videos about this stuff. And it's like, why are you guys tripping? They need your energy. They need to be in your presence. You're supposed, that's the purpose why we came here, was to bring healing to these people, you know, but the great majority of people complaining they haven't been healed. And because they haven't been healed, it's hard for them to be a beacon of hope and help others because they haven't really dealt with this stuff, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And if you're in a dark place, the light at the end of the tunnel is a train, you know, if you're in a dark place. So it's hard though, doing this work. It's not easy. No. And I try to be careful what I speak, but conditioning your mind and breaking 37 years of whatever you've been through, or, you know, 50 years, 60 years, or whatever you've been through, it takes work. I think people make it seem like it's easy and there's a destination, and once you reach there, there's nothing, like you've made it, you know, nirvana. No, you're still on earth. You're still going to have difficulties. You're going to have trials. But when you condition your mind, you're able to see exactly what it is that's attacking you, or whatever is like the next plan of course or action that you need to take. So it's really important just to clear out your mind. I listened to a lot of positive affirmations. There were days where I had to listen to it for 8 hours in my my headphones all day to get that toxicity out. I mean, I did some deep shadow work. Is no joke. So it's going to be painful, but the alternative, I can't go back to that. Like the world doesn't deserve, you don't want to see me when I'm not meditating. I'm a Jamaican Sagittarius. That's like fire and you don't want that. So I have to really center, namaste.
Yeah, for real. You know, it's crazy because we've done the work, and I mean, like, really have done the work. When we talk and when we are in the presence of others, we make it seem so easy. And we make it seem so easy because we've done the work. We've been through hell several times, you know what I mean? And we got the badges and validated in that area, you know what I mean? And so when we walk now, it's like, okay, we're walking in our confidence. We're walking in our assurance that, man, we are living our purpose. So as we're living our purpose, man, it is easy for us. Yeah, we still have our struggles, but it's easy. It's like second nature.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
And I think other people see that, and they don't know all of the hell that we've gone through. They don't know all the trauma. They don't know all the shadow work we've done, all the fasting, all the meditating, all the crying, the sobbing.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Just all the boohooing and just all of that.
Just boohoo book, like on the floor of my shower, like, oh, I'm so sad.
they don't see all of that.
What am I gonna do? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Oh, she has
yeah,
it all together. She has her
yes,
family.
yes,
Everything's perfect. You have no idea. So
yes,
it's I'm so glad to be able to, in my imperfections, let people know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, there's hope.
yes,
If you can find a purpose, if you can find, I always say you need activity, community, and purpose.
yes.
If you can find something to get yourself busy in, some sort of
Productive though.
activity, productive, yeah, productive. Everything aligns with your purpose. So
Yes,
like for me, I'll use myself as an example. Studying for studying what I need for my mental health. That is something that I consider activity, community, what we're doing now, and
yes,
watching videos and interacting with people and talking to people. That's community. And then back to your purpose. What is
yes,
your goal in life? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 20 years?
yes,
Because without what is it? Without vision, the people perish, right?
yes, yes,
Right. You can get two ships and have a captain on one, have oil, gas, everything on one, and have the exact same ship with no one on there. And you turn them both on. One is going to get to their destination, but 99.9% out of the other one that has no direction, that has no captain, is going to crash somewhere. And
yes,
that's our life. So we need that direction, that reason to wake up every morning, that
yes,
reason to continue to go. Yeah, it's so
yes,
important.
yes. And for me, I love talking about mental health stuff, and I'm just
Yeah, I
going.
know.
We're gonna
Yeah.
push everything I talk about is falls up under mental health. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Dealing
yes,
with our
yes.
issues and stuff.
Of course.
Um, but the young lady that was a Miss America.
That one got me.
Yes.
That got me. Yeah.
Explain that.
Why that got me?
Yes. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
I see. It's okay. I see a lot of her. I see a lot of her in myself and the things I used to struggle with. And I just really felt that, like, I saw a lot of, oh my God, I saw a lot of her. I see a lot of her in myself, and wanting to, it seems like she wanted to please everyone else. And on the inside, she was hurting so deeply. And she's intelligent, and everyone thinks she had it all together. And she was suffering and dying inside. And I've been there. I've been there. I've been there where it seems like, my life is so perfect. And I come home and I cry every night. And so seeing that young lady just brought me out of my comfort zone and said, I have to start doing something more to let my face get out there, to let my message be heard, because I don't ever want a little girl, a young lady. She's 30 years old. She's just beginning to touch life. And it really, really affected me. I think it's from what I saw in my childhood. Another woman in my life that was doing well, that was beautiful, and she tried to take her life. And then I parallel and see this young lady. I mean, I can't imagine the pain and what her inner self-talk was. And I can't help but wonder what was the different trajectory of my life versus her life that stopped me from that path. Because I've been there.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you bring that up, because
sorry.
no, that's great. I salute you for that. That shows your strength. Often we'll see different things in life. Different people go through something in life, and it affects us, and we don't even have to know that. And I believe that God allows those things to happen to show us, hey, you need to be careful. Hey, you need to deal with this. Hey, you need to pay attention to this. Hey, warning, warning, warning.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention, if you don't resolve some stuff, that's going to be your end result.
Yeah.
And so when I look at her and I look at all the other people that, the Kurt Cobain, the Janis Joplins, and all these other people that had all of this money and all this wealth, and just, Robin Williams, and just Regina King's son.
Regina King's son.
Yes, and so you look at all of these people, and it's like, man, they had all the money. Life was, quote unquote, easy for them financially. And so many people that are poor, or that come from poor backgrounds, they had this mindset, man, if I just had $1 million, my whole life would change. Yeah, but I guarantee you, your whole life would get a whole lot worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you have money doesn't mean that everything goes away. doesn't mean your problem, because you still got the same
That
crazy thought
same mind.
process, but it's
Yeah.
even worse now, because now it's like, okay, I wanted this girl with me just because I got this money. Now you got all these people plotting out to get the money from you.
Right.
So it just creates more problems for you. I wanted to bring this up, the young lady up, because in our culture and in our country, we have this way of being so judgmental. We have this thing of being so self-righteous
Yeah.
and never understanding, never knowing the trauma and the drama, the hell that somebody else has done. But because you don't look like me, you don't talk like me, you don't believe what I believe, as far as religion, politics, or whatever, now I'm going to condemn you to hell. Now I'm going to, say that you're not worthy of anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's no wonder people who are suffering don't open up and talk, because without them talking, we're judging them. Without them talking, everybody's putting everybody down.
Yeah.
Everybody's belittling each other and destroying each other's character and all this other stupid stuff that we do because of our trauma. You know what I mean? And so my hope and prayer is that, man, we stop being so judgmental.
Yeah.
And that we look at people not as who they are on the outside, but that we're all a peaceful work in progress. We're all a work in progress. We're all trying to find our way.
Yeah.
And none of us are perfect. None of us have it all together.
No.
There's still some days that I struggle with my mom, being gone. She's been gone 49 years, you know what I mean? And so we all have our own issues that we have to carry. We all have our cross to bear, our
Right.
thorn in the side that keeps us humble. That's to keep us grounded and connected to God. You know what I mean? So that we don't get all arrogant, want to pop our collar, and,
Yeah.
try to floss
Yeah.
and stomp on people and try to be all stupid. You know what I mean? And so
Yes.
I believe that we have those things sometimes to keep us even keeled, and so that we
Yeah.
remember
It's true.
where we came from and to never forget. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. I'm sorry, an airplane flew by.
No, I was asking you, what are your thoughts in regards to that, as far as what I was saying, as far as none of us been perfect and just not looking at each other with judgment.
I want people to realize that everyone, like even Beyonce probably looks in the mirror like she doesn't, I read somewhere she doesn't like her ears.
Yes.
Like everybody, so no one is perfect. No one has it all together. Everyone has, like you said, everyone has a cross to bear. Just because someone may be well-spoken, or like you have your business going, or whatever it is, you don't know when they go, that's a facade. That's a suit that you put on. When you come home and you're alone in your room, what are the conversations that you're having in your mind? What is your heart telling you? Everybody has insecurity. Everybody feels these things. It's overcoming it. It's reaching out to people that can help uplift you and figure out why you feel this way, in order to get rid of those feelings and to reach your full potential. So it's really just about realizing that we all make mistakes. There's no one perfect. That we all have growing and learning to do. And it's not, like I said before, it's not linear. Like becoming is not linear. This is a process. It's I have goals. I have different goals from 2 years ago that are different today. Every season of my life, there's a new goal. And I still, like I said before, I still struggle. I still listen to affirmations every single night. I meditate every single day. I do my breath work, my breathing exercises and everything, because I'm not perfect. And if I start to revert back to those old patterns, I'm going to be the same person. I have to continue. I can't stop. And I think that's where people see the perfection versus the dedication. You have to keep on reminding yourself of who you are. You have to find yourself a community that will love and support you. If it's not your family, it doesn't have to be family. I said community, not family. Yeah, family sometimes is not the right.
Yeah.
You might just so
for real.
It might not be the right place for you. ElijahAmmi,
yes,
your videos may be your community. And your community tab may be their community, and that may be their family. You call people family. I think that's so beautiful. You say, I love you. You know how many people haven't heard I love you? today, it's so profound and it's so powerful. And you mentioned something about narcissism, and it's like the catchphrase. I don't even like using that word now because everyone's using it. And I'm thinking, and for a while I had that same negative idea about narcissists. And you said something, they just want to be heard. They want to be seen.
Yeah.
Everybody is hurting and everybody wants a voice. That's all. We all want a voice. We're in different levels of our healing. That's all it is. And different levels of awareness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of us want to be loved.
Everybody wants to be loved. Okay.
It looks like a room.
Okay, go ahead.
You're good.
Oh my gosh.
You're good. We all just want to be loved, you know, and it doesn't matter your ethnicity, doesn't matter your social status, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs. We all just want to be loved. You know, we all want to be validated. We all want to be cherished. You know, we go about that differently.
Different ways.
Different ways, because some of us have a lot more trauma that we're trying to navigate through. And some of us aren't trying to deal with any of our stuff, you know?
I know.
We just put
just like, whatever. This
is who I am. You got to accept it. And it's like, no, we don't. You know, we don't.
Right.
But man, I appreciate you taking this time.
Thank you.
Man, I would love for you to come back again. Every Wednesday, I'm going to be dealing with some type of mental health conversation.
Okay.
Like I said, everything I talk about is mental health. I just call it mental health because people get taboo about that. So I just call it life. You know, we got issues. You know what I mean? We got to grow up.
Got to deal with this stuff, man. Seriously.
And so, but I would love for you to come back on and whatever topic you want to talk about on mental health. So every Wednesday, I'm going to try to break a different topic down or subject down. And again, you bring a wealth of information.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, with the self-doubt, it's still something I'm working on. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the validation. And thank you for seeing me.
There's so many young women that needs to see you and see women like you, you know, of what a real queen is. Because we have this big thing going on in America, what a queen is, what a boss is. You know what I mean? What a king is. And they have this misconception of what a queen is, what a queen looks like. You know what I mean? What a boss looks like. You know, and how you carry yourself, how you know, your mannerisms, how you speak, and just your energy, if that's making sense.
Yeah.
And so we need more women like you coming on the platform and being that role model. You know, like, hey, you don't have to show all your goods to get a man. You don't have to show all your goods to attract a man. You know what I mean? And if you are, then man, there's something wrong with the guy you're attracting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he ain't a real man. You know, nor is he a king. You know what I mean? So, but there's a big difference. And so,
absolutely right. Well, I appreciate what you're doing so much, man. I think what you're doing is so timely and so important. And God bless you for, you know, getting out of your comfort zone and doing what your purpose is, no matter what. So that's amazing.
Awesome. So how can people find you? How can they follow you and all that good stuff? I see the Balanced Wellness. What is that?
Yes. Balanced Wellness is a self-love seminars and webinars that I'll be launching very soon. And this is like self-coaching for people that can't afford health coaching or can't afford mental health. But I'm a big advocate of seeking actual professional coaching, professional help. But if you're not able to, I will be offering videos and little vignettes and information on just where you can kind of teach yourself about second order change or anything, or healing your own trauma. My Instagram is @wellnessbalanced. And then my Gmail is balancedwellnesshealth@gmail.com. And I will be launching videos. I have some blogs and things that I'm doing, but yes, I'll be offering free mental health webinars and seminars that you can actually self-coach, along with, you can also sign up. I know that you offer health coaching. I'd like to sign up for that too. So, but yeah.
Awesome. And if you could send that to me an email, and I'll just put
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Because if people are like me, they're not going to remember anything you just said.
No, it's okay. Trust me. I forget so much. I have to write. You see you see the like paragraph, like the thing that I like, how long that thing. You're like, I'm not reading that.
No, but you know what? I did, and I
You
found it
did?
very interesting because it's like,
Oh,
man,
wow.
I'm doing this. This is what I do. I just didn't know the scientific terminology for it.
That's
You know what I mean?
that's when you live in your purpose. Like I was
Yes,
like, this man is talking about everything I'm learning that I've learned and learning in class. Like this is
yes,
amazing.
yes,
So God, that's God given there, you
yes,
know?
yes, yes.
Yes.
So, Shana, I salute you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy. I know your kids are like, all right, mom, you're in our time now. And
Yeah. My
so,
husband got a spa day for me. So I'm
yes.
like,
Oh, awesome.
I
Awesome.
know.
Happy Valentine's Day
Thank
to
you.
you.
Happy Valentine's Day too.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye. Hey, family. Be the bridge that takes people from their darkness, their pain, their trauma, and their ignorance to a place of peace, joy, gratitude, and love. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. And please check out my website, ElijahAmmi.com. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.